My goodness, look at that hand. That's the hand that dreams are made of at this stage of the game. What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be checking out Iden Blue. This time it's going to be a little more of a standard version to address where things are with the meta. The last version I did was more for fun with the Crate Dragon. It was still really good, but this version is much more like honed in and focused on addressing things in the meta and where things are at. So I do think that this deck has potential, and I do think you could see a strong control player taking this deck very far in a tournament to address Sabine. I do think, you know, Han Yellow is going to be tough regardless. I think Boba Yellow is tough, but I think it's winnable. But let's kind of get into where this deck is at and my thinking with things and how I approached making this deck list. So of course the first thing I'm looking at is like, how do I beat Sabine consistently? Like Darksaber is really strong. It makes my removal less effective. I have to be proactively figuring out ways to deal with that. So I tried variations of this list, as I always do when testing. That's the best way to figure out what cards are good and what cards are not, is to play them against real people. So I tried a few different things out that aren't in the list anymore. I tried out Cargo Juggernaut, I tried out Vanquish, just because why not. What I found is that I really want 3 copies of Rival's Fall on the main board, because I want to be able to kill leaders and just always want to be able to do that, because a lot of times the strongest thing they could do is just pump up their leader, and then I can't use Fell the Dragon or Takedown. And then if they have a wide board, Power the Dark Side's useless. So what it does is basically 3 of my best removals become useless against them. Now obviously we don't have leaders in space yet, which I would imagine we'll be getting a leader in space at some point, right? But you know, Childsen is still really strong in here because we have 45 blue cards in the main board. And I'm usually getting it to a 5/5 or even a 6/6 now that I've added in Dr. Pershing. Dr. Pershing has been El Doctor has been incredible in here, and that was, you know, definitely a strong card. Even against Sabine, that's a great card to have in here for multiple reasons. But let's get into where I started. So, you know, 3 top target, 3 client, need to gain life in as many ways as possible with the bounties. So both of those, I can squeeze in target early. I can squeeze it in on the same turn as a removal, like play the top target and then play the removal. The client, a lot of times they're not trying to focus on it as much because they want to just go to our face, and if they don't, it can really get us into places where we can even use the client to attack sometimes, but it can put us in situations where it sets us up to just gain a ton of life in a turn. You know, as I've spoken about before, with blue decks, with a client bounty and a top target on a 3 HP unit with a vigilance, you can gain 16 life in any turn, and that's what this deck does a great job of. You can gain even more life than that if you have Iden out. It would be 17 with just the leader, or potentially even more than that in a turn with the leader active and deployed. So top target and client are extremely important in here, and I use them almost every game. Confiscate, of course, is in the main board for Darksaber. It's also good against like Bossk bounties, which I found in playtesting. I was originally playing a 3rd copy in the side, but I decided against that because I do have a ton of removal that still deals with the units that have the Darksaber, like Fell the Dragon, Rival's Fall. I mean, just attacking into things, blowing up the board. So there's other ways to deal with it, but the Confiscate's a nice way to just kind of randomly squeeze that in, especially on the same turn that they play it, on like the 4 resource turn. Especially if I play like a Power Dark Side, and then I can, you know, they try to put that on Sabine, then I can just confiscate it. And then Sabine's only hitting me for 3 damage. It's a much better turn. So you know, it's been really nice having it in here. You know, our other, you know, main turn 1 plays are going to be Inferno 4 entrenched in space. We're not usually using entrenched on the ground unless it's on our own Sentinel, on our own Childsen, for example, which is definitely come into play. It also is good on Dr. Pershing. It makes it a 3/8. It allows it to draw more cards. It makes it a relevant attacker with a big butt. Entrenched is also great on Pyke. So our early game is actually pretty strong, because then, you know, we have answers to a lot of things. And we have, you know, 5 Sentinels in space. We're playing the Black Sun Starfighter. I can't ever say that name right. I said it right this time, but most of the time I say something else. I don't know. It's a mouthful. The System Patrol Craft, just play a couple. The Sunfighter, I like it just because it's cheaper. It's, you know, all of our Sentinels are in here just to die. We're not, I mean, occasionally we'll use them to help close the game out, but they're just in here to die, and so we don't have to use a removal spell. The Patrol Craft trades a little better, but the Starfighter is a little cheaper, so. But let's talk about Dr. Pershing for a minute here. So Dr. Pershing was a card that I recently just added in, and what I really like about it is that it helps Childsen become a 6/6. That's one of the first things it does, right? Then it's also just a great way to dig for removal. You know, because we're usually, a lot of turns, we're only playing one card per turn early on, and just getting our hand size enormous. Especially, like, Sabine's not worried about us drawing cards. They're just worried about us gaining life and having removal. So yes, they're potentially gonna ambush in and kill Pershing at a certain point, but by that point, it's already drawn us like 2, maybe even 3 cards, and even more than that if we have a Sentinel on the ground. So it's done its job. Even if Pershing draws me 2 cards, that's just great value. Obviously, it's going to be like, there's a 3rd copy in the sideboard. It's going to be incredible in the control mirrors, or any just games that are going to last close to 20 minutes in the, you know, mid-range control matchups. Just being able to get card advantage, dig for things alongside Search for Your Feelings and Restock and Spark of Rebellion and all that stuff in the sideboard. So even in the Sabine matchup, though, the other thing that it does, it gives us another action so that we don't just have to pass to them. That's also really important, because a lot of times if they feel like we have the right removal spell in our hand and we're passing to them, then they're just going to avoid doing that and play around it. And they might go wide instead of play the Dark Saber. But if we have the Dr. Pershing and we draw a card, first of all, we might draw into the right removal spell. And then second of all, it gives our opponent, puts the action on our opponent to make a decision instead of us just passing, which passing sometimes, like I said, it lets them know we have something to deal with whatever we think you're going to do. So it's a nice way of gaining card advantage and putting our opponent in the decision-making seat so that we can just react, which is what we want to do in this deck. We just want to react to our opponent till we get to 8 resources. 8 resources is the magic number in this deck. So what you do is once you hit 8 resources, you know, if you need to, you're blowing up the board, you're saving your Laser Blast, even against Sabine, because you're just removing things all the way up to that turn. Once you get to 8 resources, you're just sitting there every turn. Every 2 cards you draw, or the cards you draw with Pershing, you're just keeping all those cards in your hand, and you're not resourcing anything unless you have, like, a Rival's Fall and a Make an Opening, or a Rival's Fall and a Power of the Dark Side that you want to play, or something like that. You're only resourcing to 9 when it makes sense, and then when you hit the Avenger, and it makes sense to play the Avenger. Sometimes if it doesn't make sense to play the Avenger, the board's too wide, you might not resource. So I play a lot of games like that where I get to 8 resources and I just chill until I find what I need. Pershing again. Pershing is like the secret card in here, the secret sauce that really helps this deck to dig for things. Inferno 4 helps too, obviously, with its ability. But Pershing, just having that ability, again, because of the action that it takes. So like a lot of times, we action draw a card, they play a unit, we can squeeze in a top target, play removal, or just play removal, and then we heal, and then we pass, and then they have the initiative, so they're either going to tick with Sabine, that's fine, then, or, you know, play a unit, so then we'll tick with Pershing, draw another card, see what we find, and then, so basically we're drawing 3 cards a turn, getting to look at 3 cards a turn and deciding what the best play is based on that. So it's just been really, really valuable in here. I think 2 is fine in the main because of how aggressive the meta is, and then you bring in a 3rd copy, the control mirrors in the mid-range matchups. Make an opening, we play 2 in the main and 1 on the side. Obviously, one of this deck's weaknesses is going to be the Phantom, so that's where Bubble Yellow can be tough. That's where decks like Moff Tarkin can be tough. Kylo Yellow if they play the Phantom, even. I mean, it's just a tough card for us to deal with. Our best answer is make an opening as soon as they play it, but a smart player is going to wait till we don't have 3 resources, and then they're going to play it, and they're going to pump it up before we can do anything about it. So that's where we have the 5 Sentinels, which I definitely think are necessary. There's an argument that you could even add the 3rd Patrol Craft somewhere in here, maybe in the sideboard. I've thought about it. I think it depends on how much Phantom you're seeing, but that's definitely a card you have to build around because that is a card that's being played a lot. Bubble Yellow is one of the best decks in the format. You have to deal with it. And then, you have to decide if you have enough answers. Obviously, Power of the Dark Side does not work against the Phantom. Attacking into it with Inferno 4 does, so that is another answer. Or, attacking in if we already have our Sentinels out there. Entrench on one of our Sentinels is also a good answer for it, as it'll most likely kill it at that point. If we have an Entrench on a Sunfighter, becomes a 6/5, which is going to trade with the Phantom. So that's another strong way to deal with it. Entrenched is another way to deal with the Phantom. So, and that's kind of where I've left it at, is I think 2 making openings in the main and 3 entrenched and the Sentinels. That's why I haven't added the 3rd Patrol Craft. So I feel like I have enough answers, but it is still a tough card, especially in decks that really pump it up quick. But that is a card you have to be mindful of and make sure that you're using your entrenched wisely, holding on to your Sentinels and holding on to your making openings in that matchup, because they're just waiting for you to not have it so that they can make the Phantom unkillable at a certain point. So keep that in mind. Obviously, this version is a little different from set 1, where set 1 was just 3 Bounty Hunter Crew, 3 Restock, 3 Search Your Feelings, 3 Spark of Rebellion. The meta is not as control heavy right now, I think, is part of the reason. Another card that you could consider in place of Spark of Rebellion actually is Pillage. It costs the same and lets you discard 2 cards from your opponent's hand. Now, you don't get to choose which cards, but there's going to be situations where just discarding 2 cards from my hand might be better, and that's obviously one of the cards that's going to be bad against you. So, or bad for you, I'm sorry. So, in a way, it's like you're fighting against them with the same tools. Now, it's going to be a little more expensive for you, but could be worth it to consider over the Spark of Rebellion. I don't know. I think it's really close, because I think Spark of Rebellion's definitely better at 2 cost, but at 6 cost, choosing 1 card, you're going to choose the best card, but at that point in the game, they might have multiple great options in their hand. So there's definitely an argument that Pillage could be the card that takes the place of that, where you just disrupt their hand a little bit more. And kind of, getting them to an empty hand is still a very strong play, because it puts them in a situation where they have to resource 1 card to keep getting up, especially if they're a deck that wants to play things like Snoke and Avenger and Relentless and Devastator and stuff like that, or Great Dragon, and then they can only keep 1 other card in their hand, so it only allows them to do 1 thing per turn. So I do think that it's, that's a card that I would strongly consider in here with more testing in place of the Spark of Rebellion for those control mirrors, or even Kira Green type matchups, because Pillage is really good against Kira Green. So, but I definitely think that this deck is strong. Playing this deck and getting a feel for it and getting back into that control mindset and control groove, this deck has felt really, really good. Like I said, Childsen is, with Dr. Pershing, Childsen is a lot of times going to be a 6/6. If you don't play a card on turn 1, you're probably already going to make it a 6/6, but then Dr. Pershing allows that to make sure that happens, and then you even can you know, you may think that you're going to play the Childsen as a 6/6, and it may still be a better option depending on what you draw with the Pershing. So the Vigilance at 4 cost is obviously one of the best reasons to play this deck. It's just an incredible card. It's incredible in here. It gets even better with top targeting client. Just like I said, those 16, 17 health point swings in a turn just really... Sabine gets you to 20 damage, and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and gain 17 life now. So get you back down to 3 damage, and all that work you did, and all that effort that you made, it's like climbing up a mountain and falling down, is the way I would describe it for an aggro deck. You know, again, I'm talking about Sabine, but this is all aggro decks. I do think that we have a pretty strong aggro matchup based on this build. I think the Kira green is going to be hard, Boba yellow is going to be hard, Han yellow is going to be very hard. I think Palp is going to be pretty difficult, but it's going to be close. So then, as far as removal, we're playing the 3 Power of the Dark Side. It's, you know, 2 make an opening in the main and 1 on the side. 3 Vigilance. 3 Takedown is another answer for Sabine flip or leaders in general, once they're damaged with our Sentinels with Pyke or Lieutenant. Then we're playing the 2 Fell the Dragon and 3 Rivals Fall. I did have Vanquish in here originally, but again, like I said, I just want to maximize Rivals Fall, and then I wanted to maximize Takedown because Takedown is just so good. It's relevant early. It kills leaders that are very pertinent. Like even Boba, Boba decks don't have Saboteur, right? So they're going to have to attack into our Sentinels unless they have Waylay. So Takedowns is going to a lot of times be effective against that deck as well. The 3 Rivals Fall is going to be very effective against Boba. Power of the Dark Side will if they have an empty board. The 3 Rivals Fall just helps us against a lot of decks. It's, you know, Fell the Dragon and Rivals Fall are also our answers for Poe, Record, Darth Maul, Avenger, Crate Dragon. I think I did play against a Crate Dragon recently with this deck. Then, of course, you know, the Laser Blast. You know, when I was first testing this deck out, again, one of the mistakes I made was not holding on to Laser Blast at first. But as I kind of got this list more refined, you know, I'm usually holding on to a Laser Blast once I find one, just to make sure that, you know, I have that emergency reset button. And it's also just a great card to play right into Avenger. Snoke is a pseudo Laser Blast, especially against like Boba decks, where they're just, you know, they play a lot of 2 HP or less units, so it really just shuts them down. It also lowers Fet's Fire Spray to a 3/4, which allows me to, you know, the System Patrol Craft to be great against it. It also just allows me to take down the Fet's Fire Spray. And then we play 3 Avenger in the main. Avengers are our main win con. Mill is definitely a win con, but I haven't had to mill yet. I think that's going to come into play more against those mid-range and control decks, and those games that just were going back and forth, where the restock and the Search Your Feelings and all that stuff, and the Bounty Hunter's crew to get back the restocks. You know, that cycle of things is going to be really important. Dr. Pershing is going to come, you know, really into play in those matchups. But Avenger has been amazing in here. It has continued to be the best closer in the game. It's amazing. Love it. Love playing it. It's one of my favorite cards. It's why Kira Green is one of my favorite decks, and even Han Blue. I was trying to play Avenger just because it's my favorite card, but I think even with Han Blue, aggro is just so fast right now that as fun as it would be to play Avenger in the side for like more control matchups, you're just really just using your hand disruption and your ability to go, you know, cheat things in against control to beat them. Maybe in another time we'll be using the Han 2 leader for Avenger, and it will make sense. But on the side, we're playing the 2 restock, 3 Spark Rebellion still for those mirrors. The 3rd Dr. Pershing, of course, to just draw tons of cards. 3rd Make an Opening for those Phantom decks, or we're still bringing that in against aggro decks most likely, and just maybe dropping an Avenger. I think otherwise we're not changing too much against the aggro decks because we're already kind of built for them. The 2 Search Your Feelings is coming in against control and mid-range, and the Bounty Hunter crew at 8 cost is coming in against control and mid-range. But it's been very strong in testing. I think, again, this is a great starting point. I hope you guys enjoy the games. And, please make sure to like and subscribe. For the 2,500 subscriber giveaway, I think I'm giving away a Poe Dameron, 3 K2SO, 3 red leaders, and I cannot remember the other card off the top of my head. But there'll be 4 different winners. So when you post on the community page what deck you think is the best deck in the format, or could end up as the best deck by the end of set 2, you'll have a chance of winning one of those 4 prizes. But as always, let's get into some games. All right, this hand is okay. We'll keep it. We'll let go of 1 client. I guess the cargo. You just have options of potentially going client turn 2, just to start establishing that a little bit. Sunfighter if they go heavy in space. Okay. Set up our draws. We don't need that. Power the dark side's good. Okay. We're just going to power the dark side. Childsen's nice. Okay, we're going to let go of the Sunfighter to keep blue cards in our hand. Heal 1. Yeah, it's actually better to just claim the initiative here, I think. Because then they're just going to attack him with Fleet Lieutenant. We can Childsen this way. So at least make Childsen a 5/5. Don't need second entrenched. Okay, we have takedown. I don't know how, like I said, Childsen's not as great as it used to be because of Dark Saber. Like if they play a Dark Saber here, Childsen just dies. So that is definitely one of the things. See what they do. Okay. Oh, we're just... Oop. Just gonna pass. See what they do. Okay. They're bringing it out, so... Okay. Cool. We're going to claim the initiative and just take down that. Well, if we're taking down, I mean, we could attack in power or just take down. I think just take down is the safest play. I like the Sentinel in space, but we haven't entrenched. I'd rather have client because we already let go of one, and I want to have a way to deal with things. Yeah. Yeah, another takedown's good, so we can play entrenched. Okay, we're gonna claim the power, claim the initiative, play power of the dark side, and then probably play client, I think. We're entrenched. We're gonna just heal a little bit, see what they do here. Entrenched is good if they go space. Okay, they did not. Okay. Get that out. Trying to decide between client and entrenched here, based on what they do. 14 damage is okay at this point. I'd say we're in pretty good shape. Okay, pretty strong cards there. Let go of one entrenched, I think. They could have ECL here. Yep. Okay. Yep. Kills our Iden, which is... No, he's killing client. What is he killing? Client. He was more worried about client. Okay. Because of its ability, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we'll just keep the shield or kill with takedown. I'm gonna just kill. Claim the initiative. Okay, that's a good card. Probably just... What are we doing here? We're probably gonna go... Yeah. I mean, we have Avenger coming, so we're in solid shape. I'm gonna attack in first and just get in for damage. We have takedown, make an opening, and top target. Okay. That is totally fine. We're just gonna claim the initiative and play Avenger. Okay. I don't think we need 2 laser blasts here. I mean, we have 14 damage on them as well, so they have to have an answer. That's really not gonna do it. Okay. Claim the initiative. Okay. Getting in for 8 damage here. Childsen's a really strong play. Vigilance is a really strong play. We can play both. Plus top target. Going to hold on to the laser blast just in case things get crazy. But we're going to make Childsen a 6/6 first. And then we're going to play Vigilance. On probably the flyer. We'll see though. Depends on what they... Yeah, okay, I was going to say, if they have the Fleet Lieutenant... Okay, either way, we're just going to play a top target. We're at 24. Okay, we're going to play Vigilance on something first. Get down to 16. See what he does here. We'll play top target on Spec Force Soldier if he... Okay, for a cause. Okay, up to 20. I am going to kill this actually because, yeah. Just because I don't want them to have like a Rebel Assault and be able to put in a bunch of damage. Top target kind of puts them in a bind. And now I think we are just going to close the game out. Okay. I'm going to take down this just to gain some life. Okay. And then just win. Good game. Yeah, so, you know, our main board is built to beat that deck. It's still incredibly tough. But, yeah. Deck's just... Sabine's just crazy. Alright, another one up against Sabine. We have Entrenched. And then we're going into Childsen. So we got Entrenched into Sunfighter, into Childsen, I guess. So we let go of Avenger and Patrolcraft, I guess. This has potential, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, this deck's always tough to play against. If he plays a space unit, do I want to Entrenched it? Yeah, and then that just makes an easy decision for the Black Sun Fighter. Okay. Alright, what are we resourcing here? Well, probably just the Sunfighter now, right? Just play play nothing, I think. To make Childsen a 6/6. Yeah. Just gonna avoid space for the time being. Until they play something else up there. Gonna hold on to the laser blast. It's gonna be important at a certain point. I'm gonna let go of the Juggernaut. I think it's kind of awkward and it's expensive. And I want to squeeze in the client somewhere. Definitely just playing Childsen here since it's the best card we have. Obviously if they get the Dark Saber, then Childsen just dies. But what are you gonna do? Wing Leader, at least Childsen will live. Even if we get to the late game, this matchup is tough. Even in the late game, just because they still have Wrecker and Poe and K2SO. I mean, those cards are just really, really strong if you don't have an answer for them consistently with the ability for them to go wide. Okay, they're playing for a cause here. We're just gonna pass. Childsen's going to do things. Is he letting Sabine die? Okay. Well, now we're claiming the initiative. Next turn, if we don't find removal, we're gonna go client top target. Okay, Sabine will die. Okay, I don't think we need second client. Avenger's a good card to find, especially because we have resourced one. We do have 3 in the deck, though. I am just going to go ahead and just kill Sabine. I'm not going to allow that to survive. They're going to have to ECL something to take this out. We're going to play client and top target, I think. Yep, there's the ECL. ECL Poe. Okay, he kills Childsen with his ability, and then we just play Ravel's Fall. Okay. So unfortunately we don't get to play anything this turn, but that's fine. Don't need a patrol craft. Say we're doing good, but again, I've been doing good against this deck in the past, and then it quickly changes. Like right now, they could play a Wrecker and destroy Iden's shield immediately. They've already played 2 4 causes. That's a good sign. Usually when they play those early, that's better because that means they're not putting damage on us with units. We're gonna go ahead and get Iden out. Is there any reason to not put Iden out? And just claim the initiative? I don't think so. That's fine. That gives us another target. All of these are good cards. I'm gonna let one of the Power of the Dark Sides go, I think. Or maybe the client, I don't know. I might let the client go. Because after we board, the Power of the Dark Side is going to be really strong. And our life total is pretty good at the moment. And we have a top target. And we've only used our 1 Rival's Fall, so... yeah, we're just going to kill that. gain 6 life, 7 life from this play. Nice. Alright, we don't need Inferno here, I don't think. I think Wrecker's the card that kind of is, you know, the okay, or Timely K2SO or something, or Poe, yeah, whatever. Trying to think, do we just blow up the board here? I think so, because we can just play Avenger then. Yeah, any unit they play, we're just going to play Avenger now, so. And then we'll follow it up with Power of the Dark Sides. Wow, all the Power of the Dark Sides. I don't think we need to make an opening anymore. Okay, he just claimed the initiative. Snoke is a really good card here too. Just gonna pass and see what they do. They play a big thing, we're just gonna kill it. Okay, he just played another one of those. So at this point we're gonna play Snoke and just start closing this game out now. That's all 3 4 causes too. And we're at 4 damage, so we're in pretty ridiculous shape now. Anything he plays will die, will gain a life. And we'll, oh my goodness, look at that hand. That's the hand that dreams are made of at this stage of the game. There's literally 0.0000% that our opponent can win this game. I don't think we need Entrenched anymore. I like that our opponent's still playing. I mean, kudos to him for trying. Okay, that's a card. Does 5 damage if he defeats a resource, okay. We're gonna go face. And then face. Then we're gonna play. Yeah, okay, now our opponent has conceded. Good game. What I was gonna do is play a Vigilance and put a shield on the Snoke and then probably just mill them. So, but yeah, I mean, that's like when this deck does well against Sabine. I'm not sure what our opponent was doing early on. They played a lot of 4 causes, so maybe they didn't have like the right cards. I mean, Childsen was pretty crucial, slowed them down. So, but you know, that's ideally how this game goes. Alright, up against Bane Red. Yes, we need a mulligan. Our hand is pretty atrocious. Okay, don't need a Vanquish. Probably not a Confiscate. Yeah. Okay, pass. Let's see if they play a unit here. They play a unit in space, we're playing Entrenched. Okay. I don't really want to give that an Entrenched. I think we'll just hold off. Okay, Childsen's good. Can't really do much here. We're gonna let go of cargo for right now. Just gonna pass, take our 2 damage. Okay, that is a possible good entrenched target. Okay, Alright. Playing Childsen here as a 6/6. I think we're going to let the client go for now because we have so many good pieces of removal in our hand. Could just play Vigilance here too. I think establishing Childsen though, so we don't have to play removal every turn, is good. Could play Vigilance next turn. Yeah. Okay, because of how wide our opponent's board is, what are we letting go of here? I definitely want to keep Snoke and Laser Blast because we're only 3 turns away from one of those as an option. We could play Vanquish this turn. Vigilance is still really strong. I think we're gonna hold on. Okay, we're gonna go, Vigilance here, kill the Crafty Smuggler, and see what our opponent does. Yeah, I decided to go with Snoke just because Laser Blast, because they're going so wide. I think I just want to clear the board in 3 turns. They have a lot of cheap units in this deck. Okay, that's a card, and that does kill Childsen. Cool. Something, but wait, undo. Okay, pass. We're just gonna heal after they attack in. For 6, we'll heal it right here. Okay, down to 2, then we'll claim the initiative. Okay, and then we'll play second Childsen. Power of the Darks is not going to be that great again because they're so wide. They're just going to choose the unit that's entrenched. Trench would be really nice right now for Childsen. Return a leader unit to its hand. Okay. We're going to deploy. Okay. They're going to take away. There's so many good cards in our hand, it doesn't really matter. We have Vanquish, Vigilance, Laser Blast, Avenger. They took the Laser Blast. Okay. So we're going to kill Greedo. Gain a life. Okay, he could attack him with Boba here. It's fine. We're just gonna play Childsen again, or even Vigilance, depending on what he does. Okay. For some reason, he did not. I don't know. Okay, he's going face. I don't think we need Black Sun Starfighter. Play Vigilance is pretty good here. Plus Client, or just play Childsen again. They have to draw into another Waylay. I mean, that's really hard to do, right? When you've already played one? Okay. So we're gonna play Client. Client's a good card, especially because we don't have the laser blast anymore. So everything's going to be weakened now, so vigilance becomes more effective. Deal 2 damage. We'll do it to client. Claim the initiative. Anything that dies will gain life. Okay, that didn't die. Okay, he's in Tarkin Town. Okay, he gets him for 4. Okay, he kills that, sure. Okay, gets him for 3. Up to 14. Alright, Vigilance can kill Cad Bane. Pyke isn't bad. So what do we do here? We don't need this again. Alright. We play this on Cad Bane, so we can gain 10 life this turn. So we take 4 and then gain 10. So that's worth it, gain 6 life. And then we can play Pyke Entrenched. Okay, yep, we take our 4. Yep, go down to 8. Okay. Could just play Entrenched because Pyke's just gonna die, but it does at least. We can just play Pyke, they attack into it, then play Entrenched on the other unit. Okay. Nice. Cool. Just gonna claim the initiative here. So all we have to deal with now is Jango Fett, which we can remove this turn with a takedown. And we can vanquish anything else. And then we have Avenger to start clearing the board completely. Take our 2, heal 1. Okay, take our 5 and heal 1, whatever. Sure, we're just gonna vanquish that. Waiting for our other player, they still have 3 resources. At this point, a laser blast is great. Okay. Neither of those cards are really doing much here. I think we're just gonna save them for afterwards. Okay, well there goes the Avenger. That's 2 times in a row now they've taken a key card with that card. I mean, either way we're taking 2 damage, right? So there's really we just need to find a laser blast. The 2 Bazines this game have been extremely annoying. Okay. Okay, well there's a card that really helps. We're gonna play Snoke into Pyke. That will kill the crafty smuggler. Snoke will take 4, but we'll kill the Boba Fett. Then we'll play Pyke. Then we just claim the initiative, play Avenger. Okay. Sure. That's not gonna kill Snoke though. That's actually amazing. Okay. Okay. Is he trying to do a damage to Snoke, I guess? I mean, it makes sense to do a damage to Snoke here, I think. Choose 1 damage to do 8 damage to... We're gonna do Snoke, because at this point, Pyke is protecting us. Just claim the initiative here. Alrighty. Avenger... Cargo Juggernaut is pretty good. Rivals Fall is pretty good. I don't think we need the Patrol Craft at this point in time. They do have Surprise Strike, so I will actually first use this to prevent that from happening. Okay. Then we will play Avenger, and that should put us in a very strong spot. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know how they overcome that. Good game. Sure, this deck's annoying to play against, but, you know, it's Iden Blue, what do you expect? Playing against Leia Red here. Haven't seen this deck at all in a long time. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to let go of... I mean, they're gonna try to go wide. I don't want to let go of 2 laser blasts. How good is Make an Opening gonna be? I don't think it's gonna be that great. Rather have top target. Vanquish. So we have Power the Dark Side, Take Down, Vanquish. Okay, I don't think we need Patrol Craft. Well, maybe. Because that's a way to slow things down. This flips on 5 actually, so System Patrol Craft might actually be solid to play. I think we're gonna have to I'm gonna get rid of the Laser Blast. We're just too many useful things right now. And just Confiscate gonna be needed. I'm trying to think, do they even play Darksaber in here? Yeah, I mean, they probably do. They kind of have to, right? Like, to be relevant, you have to play Darksaber. We're at 5. We could play Power the Dark Side, top target on Leia. And then Confiscate even if they play a Darksaber on Leia, which is very likely. Okay. Yeah. Take our 3 unless they make us discard a card. Which isn't the worst thing. Okay, they went for the damage. Okay, we'll play top target on Leia. Yep. And they probably play Darksaber, then we play Confiscate. Nope. Do I want to take 6 damage? Versus 5. I think it's fine. We'll just take our chances with that. I'd rather say the Confiscate for a potential Darksaber play. Pyke is a card. I don't think we need 2 of these. Play Pyke. See what they do here. I hate that we got rid of 2 Laser Blasts now. Okay. Drawcraft. Okay. Ploy. He takes 2. We swing in. Good lord. Do that. Gain a life. Oh, he had Overwhelm because he put the Heroic Sacrifice. Okay. Snoke's a card, but we can't play it yet. Childsen has a card. I'm sure they go Leia here. Yep. For a buttload of damage. Okay, so we gain. Play this as a 4/4. Okay. Do we kill Leia and then play Snoke? Or do we just kill something, gain a life? Kill something, gain a life. They kill... Okay, Snoke would kill that, so let's just kill... Let's kill Fleet Lieutenant, and then play Snoke. Vanquish is good. I don't think we need that. Okay, so we're playing Vanquish here. That ability is really, really annoying. Alright, that gets us out of range of dying now. Take that out. Okay, go here. Claim initiative after he attacks in. Alright. Just gonna play Snoke and take 2 damage, I think. Okay. Yeah, that's an easy choice. Okay. Take 2. Play Vanquish on anything big. Play Pyke. Okay. I guess he's given up. Good game. Yeah. It was still a tough one though. I mean, they really apply a lot of pressure. I think, you know, the difference is I didn't see Darksaber. Heroic Resolve is good, though. That definitely got us really close to dying, but the top target on Leia really saved us with the Vigilance to gain 11 life and swing the game in our favor, so good game. Alright, up against Bossk Green. So really against this deck, we don't want to play units. We just really want to play removal. We don't want to play units that give them the opportunity to get advantage with bounties. When playing this deck in testing, I made that mistake earlier. If they play a space unit, I'm going entrenched. That's interesting. It makes it a lot harder to kill it. Like right now they can do 1 damage to it, but if I put this on, it's going to take them 5 turns, and it's a good defender for me. So I think I'm actually going to do that. Let's see what happens. It's a unique situation. Yeah. I mean, he's got the Bounty Hunter's Quarry. Ooh. I just realized that that's another reason why I like Confiscate. No, we don't need the Sunfighter. That is another reason I like this card in a control deck. I think I need to put a 3rd copy of this. Sorry to the guy of the game. What does that mean? Get rid of that. Gonna claim the initiative. Okay. Laser tech it is. Make an opening is meh. I think Fell the Dragon's not doing a ton here. We're gonna use the land speeder to kill Bossk, unless he has overwhelming barrage. But even still, we'll just use the land speeder. I guess Fell the Dragon is a card we want to have in our hand, and I want to keep the Laser Blast and the cargo. Laser Blast is too important in this matchup because they're gonna be playing big things later on. I mean, he's gonna attack into us either way, I would imagine, so the difference is we make it easier for him to kill us with Bossk's ability. So that is a problem. Actually, I need to undo it. Sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry, resource wrong card. Yeah, we don't want to take damage. Actually, so we're gonna let go of cargo. Yeah, that was the mistake. Yeah, I had to think that through, and I feel like I'm always rushed when I'm playing against the clock. We don't want them yet. We don't want them to use Bossk's ability to kill us. We want to use the Stolen Land Speeder to kill Bossk. Okay, Death Mark is another card. We'll just heal, even though we don't have anything to heal. Okay, he's got the Bounty Hunter's Quarry. Okay. There's not much we can do here except just kill Bossk. Okay. He's not going with that, interestingly. Very confused as to what just happened. Okay. No worries. I screwed up too. Okay, we're gonna let go of the patrol craft, I think. Can squeeze in the Sunfighter occasionally, potentially, but I don't know. Maybe we'll let go of the Sunfighter because it trades with nothing. Okay. He's trying to just get to a place where he can kill the land speeder without it trading with him, which makes sense. He claimed the initiative, okay. Well, then we'll just play Control Craft, I mean, whatever. Maybe we'll draw into a Rival's Fall or something. He's got so many things on there. We have Power of the Dark Side, though, for Bossk, I guess. Let go of the make an opening here. See what he does. I mean, he's gonna get, yeah, a giant hand. I mean, that's nice. It's okay. Not much I could do. He still doesn't put any damage on me, and we're at turn 6, so, I mean, not too worried about that. Okay, tech. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, he's getting free cards, okay. Well, good thing we have a board wipe coming. Okay. Going to kill the land speeder. Vader, sure. Sure. Okay. Can play Vanquish here, I think. Okay. Yeah, let's just be mana efficient and just kill the Vader. We're gonna blow up the board soon anyways. Claim the initiative in case we get like a Rival's Fall here. Second Laser Blast is good. We could play Fell the Dragon and Power the Dark Side here. So play Power the Dark Side first. Okay, lose the Phase Dark Trooper. Okay. Attack in. For 3. Take 6. Heal 1. Take 2. Okay, claim the initiative. Blow up the board. He's going to get a lot of resources here, but we don't have a choice. I'm just going to blow up the board. I think the mill strategy is honestly an option at this point. We want him to go wide again and empty his hand, so he can just blow up the board again. Yep, it's totally fine. Yeah, especially because we just drew another board wipe. 6/6 Childsen is a thing. Does stop Palpatine. We only take 3. And then we can play Vigilance or Fell the Dragon. Yeah. I think we're going to do that. So it gives us the option to play one or the other. At least forces him to attack in with Palpatine and die. And then we can play Fell the Dragon on anything big. Yep, like that. Yep, I kind of knew those were coming. Interesting. Okay, he wants to survive. It's fine. Has Overwhelm, he gets in for a couple. Okay. I guess he didn't overwhelm me because he did the Vambrus thing. Okay. Whatever. We get Vigilance, honestly. Vigilance into... Yeah, I mean, we need to Vigilance. We can't really take 7 more. That's a lot. So, I think we're going to let go of nothing. We're going to play Vigilance, then play Patrolcraft. Plays another Crate Dragon. We just... we'll see what he does. Really. Okay. That's fine. Just heal. Okay, he claimed the initiative, so he's getting in for 6. It's fine. God, I keep getting these awkward hands. I think we're just gonna blow up the board here. Take our 6 and just blow up the board. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we need to do that because he's just gonna keep tacking in for 6. Claim the initiative. Okay. Okay. Alright. We can let this go, I think. Another doozy. We have another board wipe. Okay, let's play Avenger. Play top target on the other one. Okay. And he does what? Okay. Oh, I can't do that. I'm just gonna heal 1. They discard 2 cards from their hand. Okay. Well, Well, it's going to be takedown. And... it's annoying. Well, it's gonna be pillage and top. I mean, super laser blast and top target. Yeah, because yeah, I think at this point we're in Crate Dragon territory. We have Avenger out. Top target seems pretty important, though. Guess we're gonna have to go with that, yeah. I did have the third, yes, I did. I did. Okay. So we're at, yeah, we're gonna go Pyke. Play takedown here. Take our 3. Play top target. And it puts him in a situation. Okay. Interesting. Well, we're just gonna attack into the base and gain some life. Okay. It's totally fine. Heal for 1. Get down to 18. We still have Vanquish. Okay. Snoke is really strong, so it's power of the dark side here. Nope, nothing. Okay. He gets the land speeder. I don't entirely care about that. I think we might just vanquish it. I don't know. Let's play Snoke. We're just gonna have to vanquish the Crate Dragon if he has another one. Okay, Vader for 3. Vader dies if he ambushes. Okay. Choose a card. He claimed the initiative, I guess? No, he has not. Okay, he's just playing that now. I think it's a race now, and we have much more power on the board. Okay, that's a card. Still doesn't do enough, but it's something. Fell the Dragon is pretty good. All these cards are good, so we can Fell the Dragon and Client here. But we're just gonna go face. We're gonna just... that's not what I wanted to do at all. No. Vanquish the Vader, I think, is what we want to do. So hard to do things. Yeah, good game. It's a close one. Yeah, so I mean, I think I played that much better this game. It's definitely a tough matchup though because of Crate Dragon and things like that, but we had answers. So back for the post-game wrap-up. So this deck went, I want to say 6-2 2? Yeah. The 2 losses are really misplays by me. Definitely. Against Bossk Green, I think was one of the losses, and I made the mistake of playing too many units against them instead of just not playing any units at all. It's actually just better not to do anything in a turn than play a unit, because then you're not getting any card advantage on you. Like, they play like Deathmark, Bounty Hunter's Quarry, Price on Your Head, and they just dump all their bounties onto one of your units that they've been waiting to play. And then they just kill that thing immediately with whatever unit they have. Then they're just getting all of that stuff. They're drawing cards, ramping and getting another unit on the board. So it's just really bad idea to play units against them. But that was, early testing with this deck. So really, I played them again in the video and I beat them. It was still tough. I mean, it's a good deck. And that particular version played Crate Dragon and Pillage, which I totally think makes sense. But definitely, I think it's still in our favor as long as you play it correctly and know what you're doing. The other loss was a Sabine Green, and that was, again, early on in testing. I made a misplay, a couple of misplays, I think. But overall, I think that this deck has a solid matchup against Sabine Green and aggro decks. I think even the Pershing, like I said, it really helps to draw the cards. I think the amount of life gain we have in here is good. The cargo it wasn't feeling good in here. It was feeling a little too awkward. Like, around that turn, 6 resources, it's expensive. So, like, gaining 4 life, first of all, I have to have a blue unit on the board. And that doesn't happen a lot where I have the unit out there, because a lot of my units are Sentinels, so they're just dying. So that, that's hard to pull off. And then it was just kind of expensive just to gain 4 life, when I'd rather have just a removal spell at that point, or a Sentinel to protect Iden for the flip turn. So it didn't make sense in here. The Vanquish, again, I wanted to pump up. I pumped up Takedown and Rival's Fall to 3 each because I felt like those are more relevant for the meta. On the 5 resource turn, I'm going to do things like squeeze in a top target and play Takedown, or play Entrenched with Client, or play Dr. Pershing and make an opening, or Power the Dark Side. Like, there's a lot of things I can do at the 5 resource turn, and at that point I've already would have played Childsen, so I'm okay with playing 2 cards. And if I have Dr. Pershing out, I'm even more okay with playing 2 cards in a turn. So, even Fell the Dragon plus top target, or Confiscate is a great card. So there's just a lot of things that, the math, like 5 resources, I don't need to have a 5 resource card in here. What else? But yeah, I really like this list. I didn't really like this deck as much in set 1. I think it was more because it was just the mill battle, and that milling to me I don't know how to, it's kind of degenerate. I don't really like that style of play, I guess. But this feels like I can win these games in like 10 minutes, which is a lot better than it felt in set 1, where you're just milling and you have to win the game 1. I think it's different now. So I think this is a deck that you could see go far in a tournament. I think that there's going to be a player that's been playing this deck nonstop, and they've adjusted their list, and they have the right 60 cards, and they're ready for the meta. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat Han Yellow and Boba Yellow. That's going to be really hard. I think Han Blue is going to be hard too because of the hand disruption, but you have Pershing. So, there's an argument you could play some of the smuggle units in here. Long Pyke could be a decent card. And I thought about playing that. I think I had it in here originally. That's a card that I would definitely consider because of the ability to play shields on your Sentinels. It's just awesome. So that's one card that I would consider putting in here. Not sure what to put in here for it. If anything, I would take out the Sunfighters, put in 2 Long Pikes, and pump up the Patrol Craft to 3. I think that's worth considering, but I liked having 5 Sentinels. I think decks that are heavy in space, your other option is just to play Entrenched, but like if a deck just like Moff Tarkin Yellow, or Kylo Yellow, or Boba Red, or even Boba Yellow can kind of just play too many units in space where you don't have Entrenched plus a Sentinel, so they can really overpower you there, especially if they have the lurking Phantom. So that's kind of my reasoning for not putting the Long Pyke in here. Is it's the card that's like right on the fringe of wanting me to put it in here, but just didn't make the cut for this list today. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely think this deck is a strong competitor. I am excited to see if this deck gets far in the big tournament in Tampa in a week. I'm looking forward to just seeing what decks people come up with, and if it's just going to be Boba Yellow, Kira Green, and Han Yellow again, or are we going to see Sabine Green just rise to the top because that list that got 6-1 at Gen Con is just played everywhere, and that list is just really strong? Or are we going to see something else kind of sneak up? Maybe Han Blue, maybe Palp Green, maybe even Palp Yellow. I don't know. Or maybe something weird I don't even know about. But as always, y'all have a good one, and peace out.